Five Dogs You Never Forget. 5 True Dog Stories by Margaret Davison. Grip, the dog who was a thief. Grip was a friendly dog, and a friendly dog was just what Tom Gerard wanted. Tom Gerard was a thief. He lived in the city of London, England, more than 300 years ago. Sometimes Tom Gerard robbed big homes and stores. But most of all, he liked to steal from people. That's what he trained Grip to do, to pick people's pockets. First, the man and the dog hid in an alley near a busy London street, and they waited. They waited until a man came by, a well-dressed man who might be carrying a lot of money. Tom pointed at the man and softly snapped his fingers. Grip trotted out of the alley and began a happy dog's dance in front of the man. He frisked, he wriggled, he wagged his tail. Sometimes the man just pushed past, but most people stopped to pet the friendly dog. This is just what Grip had been waiting for. He would continue to prance and wriggle, but he was also using his nose to sniff out the smell of leather, the smell of a purse full of money. It never took Grip long to find what he was looking for. Then his big mouth would open and close over the pocket with the purse in it, and with one powerful tug he'd tear the pocket and the purse would get away from the man's clothes. Then Grip would dash away, leaving the man standing open-mouthed. "Hey, you! Stop!" the man usually shouted, and the chase would begin. Some of the men could run very fast, but Grip was never caught. He knew just where to go. He knew all of the twisting streets and narrow alleys of London. He'd race up one and down another. Sometimes he would hide in a dark doorway until the man ran by. Then Grip would come out and run the other way. Grip always kept running until he was sure he was safe. Finally, with the purse still held firmly in his teeth, he would go back to the first alley where his master was waiting for him. "Good dog, Grip," Tom Gerard always said as the dog dropped the purse into his hand. These few words of praise were all the reward Grip worked for. What a team they made, the thief and the dog. Probably Tom Gerard could have gone on stealing for many more years if he'd been content just to pick pockets. But Tom was a greedy man. One raw and windy winter night, he stopped a stagecoach on a ride outside of town. The door of the coach burst open. 3 men with guns jumped out. Tom didn't stand a chance. He was captured and thrown into jail. Poor Grip. For the next few weeks, he wandered about the streets of London. The only food he ate was bits of garbage, and he slept in doorways of dirty alleys. Then one day, Grip saw a man walking down the street. He trotted up to him, and the man patted his head. That was all the lonely dog needed. He followed the man home. But who was this man Grip had chosen to be his next master? Was he another thief like Tom Gerard? Not at all. The man he picked to be his new master turned out to be the minister of a church instead.